UFC Fight Night 159, Mexico City was last night. Yair Rodriguez versus Jeremy Stephens. We're going to go through the entire card, giving our event recap and reactions to every fight, starting at the early prelims, ending with the, I guess you can call it a main event. The main 15 seconds of the card, but we'll start at the early prelims. Let's go. Claudio Puelles completely dominated Marcos Rosa Mariano. I saw Lando Venata completely expose Marcos Rosa Mariano in his last fight at UFC 243. Venata ended up getting an early submission. I knew that if Venata can out-wrestle you and dominate you, Claudio Puelles is going to be able to do the same thing. Out-wrestled him for 3 rounds. Marcos Rosa Mariano just gets out-wrestled again and exposed. I'd like to see him cut from the UFC. He's 6-6. No reason for him to be around. He's not in the female divisions, so his record is not acceptable. Speaking of unacceptable records, Sijara Eubanks just lost to Bethe Correia. She's 4-4. Cut her from the UFC. That's how it should work, right? Back to Invicta. If she strings together some more wins, she can come back. Okay? Cut her from the UFC, she's 4-4. Bethe Correia gets the job done. She's lost a few recently, so I guess it was good for her to get a decision. It could have gone either way. Honestly, it could have gone either way. I don't really care who it went to. Bethe Correia gets the win. I thought Sijara Eubanks was going to win this one narrowly by decision. Bethe Correia got the close, narrow decision. I could easily say, I thought Sijara Eubanks won. It could have gone either way. Sijara Eubanks could have won. Bethe Correia could have won. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? It happened. Close decision. Vinicius Moreira just got dominated by Paul Craig. As I predicted, Paul Craig went out there, submitted him. Straight away, got the rear naked. I thought he was going to finish him to the knee, but he ended up missing like 4 punches. Like, Vinicius Moreira was on the ground, like, spazzing out, and Paul Craig just missed him with about 5 punches. Couldn't get the KO finish, but ended up immediately going for the rear naked and getting the job done. Good job, Paul Craig. I'd like to see him turn around soon. He's an entertaining fighter all the time. He either gets finished or he finishes guys. I'm a big fan of Paul Craig. Sergio Pettis versus Tyson Nam. Sergio Pettis narrowly outpoints him. Sergio Pettis is good, man. It's just there's not enough... How do I want to word this? There's not enough crack on his punches for him to be that entertaining. You know, there's not enough power. There's not enough, like, consequences to him landing his shots. Because he can just sit there and jab you all day. And Sergio Pettis is going to out-jab you all fucking day. And he got the clear win over Tyson Nam. Good job. Tyson Nam fought a great fight, but just... Sergio Pettis is Sergio Pettis. You play that game with him at range, he's going to outstrike you narrowly. You know what I'm saying? He's going to do that. He's just going to outpoint fight you. Like, people forget that's where Sergio and Anthony Pettis came from originally. Anthony Pettis just wanted to impress the fans. Sergio Pettis is sticking to his roots. He'll sit there and jab your face off for 3 rounds. He doesn't really give a fuck. I predict him to win. He got the win. Thank you very much. Ariane Canelossi, 12-1, gets destroyed by Angela Hill. Not really, though. It was just a cut. If that was a male fight, I doubt they would have stopped it. But it's the pretty little women in strawweight, so obviously they're going to jump in at an unfair rate because they don't want to see the pretty girls get hurt. It's just like, one stoppage should be for all. Like, she had a cut over her eyebrow. It was a bad cut, to be fair, but I reckon if that was a male fight, they would have kept that shit going. I've seen worse cuts on men in the UFC, and they've kept it going for far long. Sometimes way too long. They should have stopped the fight, but they didn't. Alright? But, you know, it's pretty little girls, so they have to step in early. Angela Hill gets the job done. I was wrong. Marco Polo Reyes, 8-7. Cut him from the UFC. That's how it should work. He's 8-7. He's losing fights. Cut him from the UFC. Kyle Nelson flattens him in the first round. Gets the job done, as I predicted. Kyle Nelson's a beast. I don't know what I want to see from these guys next, but, I mean, there's a crew of people at featherweight waiting for opponents, so... Any one of them. I mean, everyone's booked right now, but any one of them who isn't booked, line them up. Kyle Nelson, get the job done. Jose Alberto Quinones, I predicted him to win by decision. Carlos Huachin, just not good enough. Alberto Quinones just outstruck him for 3 rounds. Did some grappling as well. Just a much bigger featherweight. Bantamweight, even. He looked like a featherweight. And also, I can't go a day without mentioning Nathaniel Wood. Makes him look a lot better, because Nathaniel Wood beat this Jose Alberto Quinones guy, completely dominated him. And now for Jose Alberto Quinones to come back and get a big dominant win shows how good Nathaniel Wood is. Jose Alberto Quinones is no joke. Gets the job done. I knew he was going to win. Good job. I'm doing well with my predictions so far here. Then we move on to the main card. I predicted Martin Bravo to win. He was winning very clearly. Very clearly he was winning. And Steven Peterson had nothing for him. And Martin Bravo was just piecing him up. Then, I don't care what people say. Yes, it was a good spinning back fist. But luck is a part of MMA. Okay? He threw a spinning back fist as Martin Bravo threw a spinning elbow. It doesn't get better timing than that. He's spinning round with an elbow completely wide open for shit. And the spinning back fist comes at the same time. Perfect. Worlds collide. The fucking planets align and the eclipse happens in the middle of the octagon. And Steven Peterson gets a big win. Good job to him though. It was a good finish. Really good finish. I'm proud of him. Well done, Steven Peterson. Your Superman tattoo is fucking shit though. And it's an embarrassment. And you should be ashamed of yourself. Steven Peterson gets the job done. Well done. Irene Aldana completely dominates Vanessa Melo. I mean, everyone could see this one coming. This was a gimme fight for Aldana. Completely outstruck Vanessa Melo. Melo was landing some shots, but Irene Aldana was just outdoing her. Completely outdoing her. This was actually a really interesting fight for a female fight. And before you guys say, oh, what do you mean female fight? Yeah. Listen, female fights are often fucking snooze fests and boring as fuck. So for them to go out there and actually get a crowd cheering in Mexico, that shows you how good they were doing. Irene Aldana dominated start to finish. Brandon Moreno versus Askar Askarov. I don't know where this fight was going to go. I don't know what they favour more. Do they favour Brandon Moreno hurting Askar Askarov on the feet? Or do they favour Askarov's ground control? The third round definitely went to Moreno. The first round definitely went to Askarov. I predicted Askarov to win. I predicted Irene Aldana to win as well, by the way. Got that one right. Brandon Moreno, I felt like did enough to get the win there. I feel like if you knock a guy down, it means a lot. Okay, it at least means a 10-9 if you're losing. If you're losing a round and you knock a guy down and really hurt him and end up on top of him and you're hitting him, I feel like that deserves you to steal the round back. So I thought Brandon Moreno was going to get the win. They made it a draw. Regardless, it was a good fight. Good job, Brandon Moreno and Askar Askarov. I'd like to see Brandon Moreno and Sergio Pettis run it back. Last time they fought was the main event of UFC Mexico City. I'd like to see Brandon Moreno versus Sergio Pettis 2. A rematch. Winner can get a shot at some of the top level guys. Be a good fight. Carla Esparza versus Alexa Grasso. God, Alexa Grasso is just wonderful. Wonderful to look at. But I don't know. I feel like Carla Esparza won the first 2 rounds. I feel like Alexa Grasso definitely won the third. But listen, yeah. If it's a close fight and you don't know which way it's going to go and you're got Carla Esparza rocked and wobbling all over the place in the third round, it's time to go. It's time to go and put the fucking pedal to the metal and start swinging bombs. It's time to get the finish. And she didn't have that. And she can't be upset at the decision. The fight could have gone either way. Okay, it went to Carla Esparza. I thought Carla Esparza won the first 2 rounds. I predicted Carla Esparza to win. I wanted Alexa Grasso to win because she'd be better for the division. A new face. A good face. Let's be real. Okay, a real good face. I wanted her to win. But just every time she had Carla Esparza wobbled, she just did nothing. And she was just sitting there patiently. Like she had this one-punch knockout power. You're not Conor McGregor. You can't just hurt someone and then zone in on the kill with your hand cocked and ready to go. You got to go in there. You got to make it dirty and get the finish when you have someone on Queer Street. That's just how it works. Alexa Grasso let that one slip, and I'm disappointed. However, I did predict Carla Esparza to win, so I'm kind of glad at the same time. Then you got Yair Rodriguez versus Jeremy Stephens. I've seen videos. Listen, it weren't an eye poke, man. I'm sorry. I've actually got more likes than dislikes on my recent video that I did about it. So a lot of people seem to be agreeing with me more than they're not. But the comments are majorly against me. Because if you hate something and you disagree with it, you're more inclined to sort of speak out about it. But if you agree with something, you're not as emotionally connected. So you just like and move on. Whereas people who disagree and really hate what I'm saying, they'll dislike it and go fucking typing away their little comments. But I stand by my decision. People are going to hate me. One thing you can't say about me is I don't give a fuck if I'm going to get backlash for the things that I stand up for. I see that he didn't get eye poked. I see it clearly in my eyes, okay? I see he didn't get eye poked clearly in my eyes. So I'm going to say he didn't get eye poked. I don't care if I'm going to get shit for it. I'm going to say it. He didn't get eye poked in my opinion. And whether you disagree or you agree with me, I don't really care. In my opinion, he didn't. And you're going to have to live with my opinion, I guess. I just didn't see it. I didn't see an eye poke whatsoever. And for the people that are going... Listen, first of all, people are referencing the Weasel's video. It showed me exactly what I've already seen. Stevens not getting eye poked, basically. And then Stevens doing this. Oh, my right eye. No, wait, my left eye. Oh, my left eye. And then the doctor's trying to pry it open and him literally holding it closed, stopping them from being able to open it. I don't think he got poked in the eye. I think he got out there with his show money. I don't think he's a pussy. I think he's a smart guy. If you're offered a way out and to get your show money without taking any more damage, first of all, he got front kicked in the face hard before that poke even happened. So I'm wondering if he was already concussed a little bit. You know? He got front kicked in the face, straight in the jaw, and his head flicked back. I'm surprised. I thought he was concussed maybe. That might be why he wanted out. But I'm telling you guys, the argument that you don't know real fighters, you've never been in there, they would never quit in there. Okay, well, we just saw Chuck Congo. We just saw Todd Duffy. And now we've seen Jeremy Stevens. Chuck Congo set the trend. Stevens and Duffy are just clout chasers. And that's the reality of the situation. I don't think he got poked in the eye. A lot of people do think he got poked in the eye. Regardless, Yair was just a different speed and a different accuracy and a different level to him from the get-go. So I think that this is going to even more enforce my decision that Yair Rodriguez is going to win the rematch. I don't think Yair Rodriguez should be getting shit for this whatsoever. I feel like people are sitting up on their high horse and giving Stevens the benefit of the doubt and sort of playing it safe. Because in arguments like this, there's two sides of the story. There's people that don't think he got poked and people that think he got poked. And then there's people in the middle. But the people in the middle give the benefit of the doubt and say that he got poked. Okay, so there's more on this side than there is to saying that he didn't get poked. I don't think he got poked at all. I've seen it over and over and over again. I watched it before I even made this video, just to make sure. I watched the Weasel's video. It didn't make any sense to me. I don't see fingers going in eyes. I don't know, man. And even this whole thing about being a scratch. Listen, you're forced backstage to trim your nails. And if you don't, you are forced to pay a fine. If you don't know about that, Mike Perry versus Dong Hyun Kim. Mike Perry was going up to the cage. He hadn't trimmed his nails. Herb Dean was pissed off at him. And Mike Perry proceeded to chew his nails off in his UFC debut and get into the cage. And there was a huge discussion about how that should have never happened. And since then, they've cracked down on fighters having to trim their nails and file them down before they fight. Okay? There is no scratch on the eye. I did not see an eye poke. I saw a guy get given a way out. I've shown the video. Go watch my reaction to the fight on my channel. It's the last video I made. It'll probably be right here when I release this at the end of the video. Go check it out, because it wasn't an eye poke, man. I'm sorry. I don't care about your feelings. It wasn't an eye poke. I'm standing by my decision. Stand by all my decisions. Yeah. Fuck it. I don't think it was an eye poke. Come get me. I don't care. I think he found a way out. I think he got his show money. Very smart of him. I'm not hating on him. I think it's a very smart move. Did it annoy me? A little bit. Yeah. I think Yair beats him in a rematch. And I think they should do a rematch. And this is better as well. This is much better for the UFC. Because they've got some shit cards coming up. And if they can reschedule Jeremy Stevens versus Yair Rodriguez for UFC Boston, which just lost Zabit versus Qatar, then they'll just fix the card. And that'll be good. So I'm kind of happy that it happened. Because now we can buffer up another card with this great fight. And it looked like it was going to be a great fight. That was not an eye poke. I just watched the Gaethje-Poirier fight this morning while I was cycling. Gaethje hit Poirier with fucking right in the eye. Grazing shots. I just watched it. And Poirier just took his time, blinked it out, and came back. He didn't sit there and hold his eye closed while the doctor's trying to... If the doctor wants to get your eye open and your eye is relaxed, he can open your eye. The only way a doctor is not going to be able to get your eye open is if you are forcibly holding it shut. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Watch this video here to see where I'm coming from. I did a full thing. I showed some video. He swaps his eye. He goes, oh, my right eye. No, wait, my left. It's just... It's so obvious to me. Sorry. Subscribe. See you later. I'm sure some of you guys will come around. Goodbye.